Hey, I'm Ron Drotos from KeyboardImprov.com, and welcome to day 26 of our 31-day Rock Piano for Beginners Workout Challenge. And one of the things that I'm really proud of in this series is that so many of you are going along with working for fluency like 70% of the time. Like, instead of working on the hard stuff, right, but then only using it and developing fluency a few times, we're reversing that. So yes, you still practice, you still try things new, and you work on technique and voicings and all that, but at the same time, you're using this stuff much more, like stuff you can use. So you're not just always, as somebody put, you're not always on the edge of what you can do, right? That's no fun. And it's just like learning language, conversational language. You use it, you use it, you use it, and then you learn new words and things like that. However, we're going to bring a little bit of that 10, 20, 30% in today, because at the same time, yes, you need to work on some things, exercises, and we're going to do some hand independence things today. I'm going to set this for 20 minutes like usual here. And this is the kind of thing that I do teach, you know, my video course or one-on-one when we're going step by step. Really just, I think we have to make a distinction between when we're working intuitively, like, okay, here's a beat, I'm going to do what I can, or when we're going step by step. People tend to confuse the two and combine them a little too much. Like, if you're going step by step, make sure it really is step by step, not just trying to plunge in and then not be able to do it and then get frustrated, right? So we're going intuitively, playing what we know, working for fluency, minimum viable piano, all that. And at the same time, now we're going to go step by step in a little different way. So what we want to do is develop the ability that's in so much of rock and blues piano to play something that's steady in the left hand, while you're playing in the right hand. I'll do it in A now. Let's see. Boogie patterns, these bass lines, they sound great. But it can be a little formidable learning them. So we're going to start with simply playing an A and just repeating it. Then we're going to play the A blues scale. But we're going to do it in a way that's very doable. So just very relaxed in here. And a little shock absorber, not stiff. Just play an A at a slow, slow tempo with a gentle touch. And just get into that flow. Very relaxed. Like a drummer. On the cymbal. This is how drummers practice. That's why they have good rhythm. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to play the right hand notes from the A blues scale in whole notes. So it'll be like 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're going to rest for a whole note. Keep the left hand going. If your left hand gets tired, just stop playing at any time. So here we go. You pick any note in the A blues scale. I'm going to start with A. Ready now. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to rest. Now we can play the same one again or another one, and rest. Like I said, if your left hand gets tired, just stop. Don't push it. Another one. Rest. 2, 3, 4. Rest. The idea is to go for the flow, so don't hesitate. You want to keep this beat going. You can play the same note over and over again. It's just about hand independence. Okay, let's take a little break here and shake out our hand. We don't want to overdo it. You don't want to feel like you're overtired or hurt your arm or anything. So, and your forearms in general playing the piano, people tend to tense up too much. As soon as you play a chord or a note, the weight of your hand and arm is more than enough to keep that note pressed. So you shouldn't be clenching down like a lot of people do. I remember in college I was playing a classical piece, something like Beethoven or something, and I was playing, and my piano teacher, his name was Leonard Sieber, he was great. He comes up and he just tries to hit my arm, and it was so clenched it wouldn't move, and he just started laughing. He's like, look, if you're playing, someone goes, you should just come right off. You should never be so tense that you can't. It's not it's not like lifting weights, right? And maybe you're supposed to be relaxed lifting weights. I don't know. So anyway, let's try it again. So we'll get this A going, and now this time, just a slightly more challenging, but not really. We're not going to rest. We're just going to play whole notes, one from the other. Now, if you can't decide which way to go to the next note, just repeat it. It's more important, as I said, to get into this flow. 1, 2, pick your note. Here we go. And 1, 2. Now think about the next note. Listen to your ear. Is it going to go up or down or stay the same? Mine stay the same. Now it wants to go down. So it's going to be different each time for each of us. And again, you can break, give your left hand a break whenever you want. Matter of fact, give your left hand a break. I'll keep going. Just do the right hand. Whole notes. Bring your left hand back in. Here we go. And the more you do it, it will get easy, even if it's not right now. You can tell I've done things like this so many times. It's so much fun because you're getting into a flow with your hands playing different things. And this was the hardest thing for me, hand independence. It's probably why I love these exercises. One more. Shake out your hands, shake out your arm. Okay, so now let's keep the left hand going again, and we're going to alternate the whole notes. So you're going to rest while I play a whole note, and then you're going to play one, and we'll go back and forth. So let's get the left hand going. Ready, and 1. So I'll go first with the right hand. Now get one ready, and you play. 2. You're always doing the left hand. Now I play a right hand. And you go. 2, 3. The blues note, E flat. 2, 3, 4. Shake out your hands again. Now, let's just do all the whole notes now, both of us. So we never stop playing in the right hand or the left. But the left hand's doing 4 quarter notes to every whole note in the right hand. 2, 3, 4. Hand, both hands. All right, let's do one more thing. We're gonna give the left hand a little break here because you don't want to overdo it, right? Muscles and tendons and everything. So we're gonna play that same A. We're gonna hold it for 4 counts as a whole note. And in the right hand, we're gonna play quarter notes. And the idea is that there's no hesitation. If you don't know what to play, just keep playing the same note over and over again. It's just this flow. It's like water flowing. I talk about that sometimes. It's like water just. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So now another left hand, and the right hand is quarter notes. If you run out of fingers, just move your hand, or go the other way. You do it with one finger. That's the beginning of that step-by-step method, but we don't start there. One of the reasons by starting with just jamming is that you're playing really, really exciting and fun music. That's the real thing right from the beginning. And you're developing your intuition. You're plunging right in at your whatever level you can at that moment, whatever level we can. And then at the same time, you go back to the basics with these. And that sort of, it's that, right? It's sort of 70-30 rule or whatever you want to put it. All right, so let's get back to our band jam session rehearsal that we did yesterday. So we showed up, we joined the rock band, and it went well, right? We had some fun. And you walk in today, you say, hey, what are we going to start with? And the singer says, well, you know that funk thing you guys did in the key of D yesterday? Remember it was like a D blues, and it's a D blues scale, and it was like... jammed on a funk kind of beat over it with a D 7th chord, D, F sharp, A, and then maybe the 7th C if you want, and then the D blues scale. Well, the singer says, I really like that. So what I did was I went home and I made up a melody with some lyrics and I turned it into a song. But I need to do it a little higher because the D is a little low for me with my melody. Can we do it in E, up a whole step? And you're like, okay, all right, what's an E major chord? I know that. I can add the 7th if I want, the D. So we have E, G sharp, B, and D. And then I know the E blues scale. We've been doing that. It's E, G, A, B flat, B, D. Right? Well, I can do that. All right. So the singer says, okay, here we go. So now you can do anything you want here because the bass player is doing this great bass line. It's really complex. You wouldn't want to do that anyway because, you know, she might be playing a bass line that's really complex, and if you're trying to play some stuff and she varies it a little, it's going to clash with what she's playing, right? So it's better to just stay with some roots, or maybe a root and a 5th, root, 5th, root, or to chord up here a little more if you wanted to. And then you can either play chords and just jam along, because we have guitarists and all this stuff, right? Or you can improvise with the E blues scale. Or you can just play one hand or the other. That's the thing, minimum viable piano. You play what you can at that moment, and it will add to the sound. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. chords. So that kind of groove on one chord, it's very typical of James Brown, Prince, a lot of sort of funk groups like that. Let's see, there's a jazz pianist, fusion pianist, arranger named Dave Grusin who would do things kind of like that in the 80s. Really fun stuff to play. Weather Report, a lot of their stuff was on one chord. Joe Zawinul. Okay, so that goes well, and you guys have a new song in the key of E, right, with this great vocal. And then the guitarist says, hey, you know what, let's play a minor blues in E. And you're like, well, I know what a major blues is. That's the E, A, and B chords, 1, 4, 5. I don't know what the minor is, and I'm a little scared to say that, right? So don't be like that. Don't be like when I was young and would get a little... embarrassed about it or whatever. So the guitarist says, you say, you know what, I know major blues, but what's a minor blues? And no problem. The guitarist says, oh yeah, just like a major blues, but with minor chords. So you still use the 1, 4, 5, but it's E minor, white notes, A minor, white notes, and then B as in boy, minor. So it's B, D, F sharp, B, D, F sharp. So, and you just slide your third finger sort of up in the D thing between the black notes. And a lot of times there's a nice kind of groove you can, like a B.B. King type thing with minor blues. So it's going to have straight eights. And just play the chords and listen to what I'm doing. Right hand chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're on E minor. B. B as in boy. We're going to do a little break here. 1, 2, 3, now E minor. So when we get to the A minor, we'll just play it on the downbeat. One more time. A like at a real life jam session, you know. We stayed on that E-funk thing for a long time, and felt like 2 minutes, right? I can't believe 20 minutes is up. So I really plan to do both today, but that's the power of music. You know, time just flies. It doesn't even exist when you're playing music, really. Okay, so we'll come back to that first thing tomorrow. We'll start with the E minor blues, then we'll do some further hand independence exercises, and then see where else we can go with that. So this is great. Thanks so much for being here. It's helping me with my playing because I'm getting a lot of fluency doing these. And congratulations for tackling this and loving the process from your comments. That's what I'm getting. So let me know, you know, how you're doing, and you know, communicate. We can comment on each other's posts and everything on the comments. Thanks for being here. There's some links you can click, and I'll see you tomorrow.